Hi folks, Brian Reed here with Firewalls.com. In this video, I'm going to show you the technical side of using your Sonic Wall firewall to block MSN Messenger, or now known as Windows Live Messenger. Before we begin on this, a couple things you want to make sure that you have. Obviously, you need to have a Sonic Wall firewall. You also want to make sure that you're running the latest version of Sonic OS Enhanced firmware, which you can download from your mysonicwall.com account. And finally, you want to make sure you at least have the Sonic Wall IPS, the Intrusion Prevention Service, subscription for this firewall as well. Okay, so to block our employees or network users from using Windows Live Messenger, log into the admin console and go down to Security Services. Under there, you want to select Intrusion Prevention. Now, if this is the first time that you've used the Intrusion Prevention service, here's some general information you want to double check on. First, you want to make sure the signature database has been downloaded. Typically a brand new firewall or a new subscription that's been added, it may not be downloaded yet. If not, you can simply click the update button. You also want to make sure that your service is not expired. And here's the next big thing. You want to make sure that you have the service enabled on the network interface zones that you want to apply the IPS service to. So we're going to go ahead and double check that if you click on that link. And for a demonstration, we're going to apply this blocking technique to the LAN or the network interface. So here's our interface, and we can see that we don't have IPS enabled on there yet. So we click on Configure and select Enable IPS and say OK. And now you'll see we've got our little green check mark here showing that the service is enabled. So let's go back to Security Services, Intrusion Prevention. So the status and everything is good. We have it enabled on our interface. Next, we want to make sure that we have the actual services running on the appliance, so we want to enable that. Now, when it comes down to the groups, all of the intrusion prevention services have a rating of high, medium, and low. As a good rule of thumb, we recommend that you prevent all on the high and the medium, and also detect on all three. Finally, on the log redundancy, the high and the medium, keep those at 0. That's good because you want to make sure that you have complete logging of those types of attacks. But low priority, 60 seconds is a real good setting. That way, if somebody's running a ping, for example, from your network, it's not going to record that every time they send a ping. It's just going to log it once, and in 60 seconds, if they're pinging again, it'll put it in the log as well. So let's go ahead and accept those settings. So now we've got everything's good as far as the signatures goes. The service, it's enabled. We have it preventing, we have it detecting. So now let's get to the meat of this, which is blocking MSN or live Windows Messenger. Now there's a couple different ways that you can approach this. You can use the category selection and go down to the IM, and what this is going to do, this is going to show you all the different signatures that are related to instant messengers, whether it's Digsby or eBuddy, so on and so forth. And as you can see right up here, there's 248 signatures. So for our example, I'm going to show you the 3 signature IDs that are related to the MSN Messenger, so that we can kind of keep the video short. But you can, definitely go through, scroll through, and find the different signatures you want to block and go from there. And I'll list them on the page here as well up at the top. Shows you the three signature IDs that we're going to use. So the first one is going to be number 94. And this is just the default login, first attempt for the client. And under prevention, currently it's set to disabled. And we want to go ahead and enable that service. Detection, we have that enabled. This way, when somebody fires up their MSN Messenger, it's going to both block it and it's going to detect it and put an entry in the log for you so that you can find out, who the user is that's trying to use that service. As I mentioned, there's 3 key signatures for this. The second one is 2954. And it's another default login signature, but this is for the second attempt. It's just the way the Windows Live Messenger works. It goes through several different ways of trying to get that user to log in, because they recognize, Microsoft recognizes that there's going to be firewalls blocking the clients, so they've come up with several different ways. So once again, for the prevention, we're going to enable it so that it'll block it, and detection is enabled. That way we create the log entry so we can track down who's trying to use Instant Messenger on the network. And finally, the last one is 2953. And once again, it's another login attempt. This is for a different version of the Windows Live Messenger. So under prevention, we want to enable that. And detection's already enabled, so we're good to go there. So let's go ahead and click OK. So those are the 3 that we have set up now. Let me go ahead and just run a quick demonstration here so that you can see before and after what it looks like. So let me go ahead and disable IPS here. Okay, so now our firewall is not going to be doing any IPS, and I'm going to fire up Windows Live Messenger, and I'm going to go ahead and sign in, and you can see we're signed in, available, and good to go. So let me go ahead and log out. We'll switch back over here, enable our intrusion prevention, and we just have those 3 signatures enabled. So let's go ahead and try to log back in. And there you go. We can't see you in the Windows Live Messenger. And this is simply what these 3 IPS signatures have done. Technically, it's interrupted the connection from the chat client back to MSN so that the application can't log in and authenticate it. Now, one of the things I had mentioned there just briefly was under the logging. And if you go into the view log section, you can see that we've had the user dropped, the MSN connection dropped, plus several other in the log as well. Okay, so hopefully you find that helpful. For the business owner, he'll be happy that employees aren't wasting time chatting on MSN, sharing photos, and passing potential business data to competitors or the like. And for the IT guy, you don't have to worry about the users downloading virus-infected files and spyware and adware and all that other kind of good stuff. Okay, we hope you found this video useful. Take care.